Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. I'm just keeping the theme here this week. My video that went up on Monday was using Devinah Cosmetics, and then my video today is also using them with their Sea of Shadows eyeshadow palette. I thought that each of these palettes deserved their own video, their own separate video, because they're just that stunning and I really wanted to give them separate videos. I wanted them to each have their own spotlight, if you will. So I will be including some live swatches of this palette as well as some swatches in natural lighting. And then I'll be doing two different eye looks using all of the shimmer shades. This is another palette that is all shimmer, so I will be bringing in a matte shade from my Fantasia palette. But if all of that sounds interesting, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we have the beautiful Sea of Shadows palette from Devinah Cosmetics. Then we have these gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Look at them. So we have Aqua Abyss, Sunset Sands, and Half Sea Fog. Next we have Swirling Waters, Frothy Surf, and Offshore Mist. Last three shades, Seaside Horizon, Frozen Waves, and Calypso Shallows. And there you have this entire palette swatched out. So absolutely gorgeous, which comes as no surprise from this brand. And I'm just going to insert a clip right here so you can see these shades in natural lighting and see how they look outside in the sunlight. So you're not just seeing the swatches under a ring light. Okay, the Fantasia palette is also from Devinah Cosmetics. It's the only palette that I have from them so far with matte shades. So I'm going to take the shade Astria on a blending brush from e.l.f. And I'm just going to start running that right into my crease. Some of these shadows in this palette have like a warmth to them when they shift. So I thought this really pretty, more peachy shade would be really stunning. And I think peach looks really pretty with blue anyway. Back in and really stamp this shade in. I'm going to put the same shade over here in this crease as well. Just keep the matte shade the same on both sides. Okay, from the Sea of Shadows palette, I'm going to take Seaside Horizon on a concealer brush from e.l.f. And I will be spraying my brush with setting spray for every single one of these shades. I'm going to stamp that on this outermost part of my lid. It's a really pretty deep blue shade. Then on that same brush, I'm going in with the shade Aqua Abyss. And that shade is going to go right in the center here. Wow, that is stunning. This is why each of these palettes deserve their own video. Next, I'm going to take the shade Frozen Waves. You can kind of see how that shifts right there in the camera. So stunning. And this shade is going to go right in here. These shades are just everything. Then I'm just going to take that blending brush and just very lightly go around these shimmer shades. Just really softly. Not too much. Okay, I'm going to take the shade Calypso Shallows. It is so stunning. And this shade is going to go over here on this outer half. Next shade is Half Sea Fog. It's the same brush. And that shade's gonna go right here in this very center. If you love indie shadows and indie brands and you've never tried Devinah, you won't be disappointed. They're just so pretty. Okay, and then the next shade I'm going in with is Offshore Mist. I'm putting that shade right here on this innermost corner. Oh no, that shade. Look at that shade. I want to see that shade all over my lid, and at some point I will be doing a look with just that shade. That is so beautiful. That green. And same thing, I'm just going to take that blending brush and very, very lightly go around the edges of those shimmer shades. Just very minor. Have I mentioned this might be my new favorite brand? But I'm going to do some mascara and a lash and probably go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back to do the lower lash line. Okay, these lashes right here are from Ioni. These are their 3D faux mink lashes from their Book of Familiars collection, which are the wispy long flare, and they just come in a packaging like that. You can find them at Dollar Tree. Okay, I'm going to take the shade Swirling Waters on a small angled brush from e.l.f. and I will be spraying my brush with some setting spray. And that shade I'm going to place right here on the outer half of my lower lash line. Then using that same brush, I'm going in with the shade Sunset Sands. And this shade is going to go right here on the beginning portion of that lower lash line. Oh, that shade's stunning. Yeah, the Sunset Sands, that's a perfect name for this shade. Okay, we have one more shade in the palette, and that is the shade Frothy Surf. So I'm going to take that on that small angled brush. And this shade's going to go along my lower lash line over on this side. And here are both eye looks all done. Okay, I thought why not just do the rest of my face together. I've already done like my powder and my foundation. I'll list all of that for you below. So I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty bronzer. This one is in the shade In the Sun. I absolutely love this bronzer. It's got to be one of my top favorites. I like this one and the House Lab one. House Labs. Yeah, it's labs, plural. Those two are like my favorites because I find that they're more of a buildable formula, at least in the fair shade. I don't know how the deeper shades might be, but I really, really, really love this shade because it's just a soft bronzer shade. And it's perfect, perfect, perfect if you have fair skin. Oh, and I forgot to mention, that was a pointed powder brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm not sure if they still make it, but if they do, it's a really good one for bronzer. Now I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush. This is the Flawless Face Brush, and I'm going in with the Bare Minerals Bronzer. This one is in the shade Kiss of Pink. This one is my most favorite shade out of the bronzers, except for I haven't tried, I think there's 2 new shades. I have not tried those. I'm not going to wear any highlighter today, so I said I just wear this. And I thought it'd be a perfect shade with that crease color. I think this is one of the most prettiest blushes that I own. It's probably my top favorite high-end blush. I just think it's so beautiful. And then it gives you that little bit of glow. The other 2 shades that I have, I think, are Kiss of Rose and Kiss of Copper. Those are beautiful, but I do like this one the most for me. And then for the lips, I'm going to start out with this. This is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shaper in the shade Post-Op Pink. This is like a really pretty pinky peach. And it's one of those that you click up. And when I tell you that it burns, it burns. But it has much more of an intense sting, I feel, than the actual lip injection like the glosses. I think this has more of an intense sting. So if you don't like that, you certainly will not like that lip liner. Okay, then I think these are the Satin Luxe lipsticks from Lawless, but I wonder if they're discontinuing these, because I believe some of them were sold out on the Lawless website, but this one is in the shade Baby. You can see that right there. There's the color right there. Now, in a swatch, it doesn't look like it would be, but it's actually too light for my lips. It looks like concealer lips a little. So I'm just going to put it right there in the center. So you can kind of see how it's much lighter. And then I love to kind of tap over the edges a little bit. Excuse my lips, they're so dry. I wonder if they are discontinuing these though, because I found mine at TJ Maxx and I believe they were on sale on the Lawless website, and I don't know if this shade was still available, but I know they have a new line of lipsticks, so those probably replaced these, but I just found it at TJ Maxx and I like the color. And then for my gloss, I'm going in with the Lip Bar. This is their gloss in the shade Trophy Wife. It's just like a clear with some sparkle in it. It's a really nice gloss. And there you have these 2 beautiful eye looks with the Sea of Shadows palette from Devinah Cosmetics. I mean, this is just another really stunning palette from this brand. I'm so impressed with their shadows. The sparkle, just the pigmentation, how they shift, they are just simply lovely. I would definitely recommend this brand to anybody, especially if you love indie brands and maybe this is a brand that you had been thinking of purchasing from. I say definitely go for it because quality is beautiful. The matte shades are also amazing quality too. I definitely want to get more mattes from them because I only have the 4 that came with the Fantasia palette, so I would love to purchase more mattes from them, but such a stunning look. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already, and please make sure to follow me over on Instagram at Jessica Dearly, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!